Greetings, everyone, and welcome to another special Halloween closer look and disambiguation. This time around, we continue our journey through the many worlds of Hammer horror with The Mummy. Today on the Multimedia Chronicles. Welcome back. So between 1959 and 1972, Hammer Films produced 4 Mummy movies. Now, unlike the Universal Mummy movies from many years gone by, the Hammer ones had no connection to each other. They were actually just 4 standalone, completely separate, completely unrelated Mummy movies. But, I still group them together on the shelf. So, let's head on down to the black table and we'll take a look at all 4 of them and how they appear on Blu-ray here in North America. And we'll check them out in release date order, even though there is no real connection to them. If you just want to see kind of how the Mummy series evolved over time, you can watch them in that order. That's what I do. Let's check them out. Okay, first up we have The Mummy from 1959. Yes. There we go. This one's from Warner. And as you can see, is bare bones, so not much to talk about there. This was one of the ones they had in their DVD set of Hammer films many moons ago, and I think it got an individual DVD release as well. Anyway, they released it on Blu-ray. It was one of their first batch of Hammer films put on Blu-ray, so nice to have that in high definition. And then next up, for the second Mummy film, need to turn our attention to Mill Creek for The Curse of the Mummy's Tomb, which has absolutely nothing to do with the other Mummy movie. In fact, none of the Mummy movies have anything to do with each other. They're all standalone. There's no continuity between them. And that's it. Now, I should mention, you can get the movie in this double feature from Mill Creek, but you can also get it in their 20-film collection, the Hammer Films Ultimate Collection. So it's one of the 20 films on this set. So there you go. Very nice. Now, just before we continue, those of you who watched my overview of the Frankenstein cycle from Hammer will recall I mentioned Indicator Films and their releases of the Hammer films, and how they are actually a pretty good alternative to the Mill Creek sets, especially if you like organizing your collection by film individually and don't want to have certain entries trapped inside multi-film box sets or whatnot. So Indicator Films put out Curse of the Mummy's Tomb as part of their Volume 1 collection of Hammer horror films back in 2017. Now, this box set was, of course, Region B locked and is long out of print. It was a very limited edition. However, it's since been released as an individual, non-limited release, which is region free. Not only that, but as you can see, unlike the Mill Creek release, it's absolutely loaded to the gills with extras. So if you'd rather have your Hammer collection organized individually with individual releases of each film, so you can organize by release date, or so you can have the various series together, like Dracula, Frankenstein, The Mummy, etc., then the Indicator releases are probably a pretty good option for you. And as I say, they are region-free, so there's really no reason not to get them. They're all pretty widely available from third-party sellers on Amazon.com and Amazon.ca, and tend to be pretty affordable, too. I don't think I've seen any one of them go for more than about $20. And considering the quality of the transfers and the absolute deluxe treatment that every one of their movies gets, I mean, that's a heck of a good deal. Next up, we have the third Mummy film, The Mummy's Shroud. And this one is from Scream Factory, so we might actually have some extras on this one. There we go. Very nice. Hey, look at that. We do have a few special features on here. We'll just take a quick peek inside before we dive into those. And there we go. So no reversible cover, but we do have a nice screenshot, or I guess film scan of a scene from the movie. Very nice. So we'll just slide that back in. There we go. And what do we have for extras? So for extras, we have a new audio commentary with film historian Bruce G. Hallenbeck. The Beat Goes On, The Making of the Mummy's Shroud. Remembering David Buck. An episode of World of Hammer, Mummies, Werewolves, and the Living Dead. The original theatrical trailer, and a still gallery. So there you go. And then finally, last but most certainly not least, once again from Scream Factory, we have Blood from the Mummy's Tomb. I don't know how well you can see here, but the printing on the insert is a little bit fuzzy compared to the usual quality printing we get on Scream Factory titles. Kind of annoying. I don't know why that is, but well, there you go. It's still quite legible. It's just not. It's almost like it's ever so slightly out of focus. It's kind of weird. Oh well. Just glad to have the movie. And we have Blood from the Mummy's Tomb. This one actually does have a reversible cover. We'll take a look at both sides of that in just a second here. I went with this cover because it's just more colorful, and I like it. I think it's a little more dynamic of an image. We take a look at the other side. We have one of the original movie posters here, Blood from the Mummy's Tomb, which is very nice, very stylized and stuff. But I don't know, I like this one better. Yeah, the paper stock seems different from the usual inserts as well. I don't know if maybe that has something to do with it or what. I don't know, but just a little bit substandard for what you usually expect from Scream Factory. Considering we pay premium pricing for all these, like, come on, guys, get your act together. You're supposed to be trying to be competitive with the other boutique labels here, so we expect a certain level of quality. Anyway, what do we got for extras here? We have... this is actually pretty nice selection here. We have two aspect ratios. We've got the original UK aspect ratio of 1.66 to 1, and the US aspect ratio of 1.85 to 1. We have new interviews with sound recordist Tony Daw and camera operator Neil Binney. A new audio commentary by author and film historian Steve Haberman. The Pharaoh's Curse, Inside, Blood from the Mummy's Tomb. Interviews with star Valerie Leon and writer Christopher Wicking. The original theatrical trailer, a TV spot, radio spots, and a still gallery. So actually quite a loaded edition. And, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for the Hammer Mummy collection. So that's how it would look on your shelf, with all of them next to each other. Or possibly with the Hammer set. Actually, with the Hammer double features and the 20 film collection, I actually keep them at the start of the Hammer collection, just because it looks weird having the double feature in the middle. Like, do I put this with Frankenstein or with the Mummy? Like, I don't know. I hate not having individual releases of them. But anyway, nice to finally have all 4 Hammer Mummy films on Blu-ray. And there you have it. Every single Mummy movie that Hammer Films made. And really, that's kind of it for the series of monster movies that they did. They really just did Dracula, Frankenstein, and the Mummy as far as movie series, or, you know, several movies featuring a particular monster. Beyond that, most of the other monster movies they did were kind of standalones. They did do a trilogy way later in the 70s. We'll talk about that one in another video. But for the most part, they were all just standalone monster movies. And that's what we're going to start looking at next time. The many other monsters of Hammer Horror. Hope to see you there. In the meantime, if you'd like to add any of the Blu-rays you've seen in this video to your own collection, You'll find Amazon links in the description down below. And big thanks to those of you who use my Amazon links, because that does go directly to supporting the show, and I really appreciate that. Thank you very much to all of you who do that. Well, that is it for this time, so thank you very much for watching. Big thanks to my Patreon sponsors. Be sure to catch me on Twitch. I stream just about every day, and I will see you next time. Until then, thanks for watching, and sayonara.